What's going on, you guys? It's your huggable hipster here, and welcome back to another episode of The Casual Nerd. And before we get into this episode of The Casual Nerd, I just want you guys to be aware that I'm working on the lighting situation here. I don't want to put my ring light on because I feel like that might be too bright, but I don't want to put on the overhead because I feel like that might make me too orange. So let me know down in the comments below if you guys like the lighting as it is, or do you think there should be more of a light to focus in on my face. Your feedback, always appreciated. Since this episode is just about E3, there will not be timestamps in this video. I started doing timestamps as just a way to help you guys navigate through the episode. If you guys want to see one talking point more so than the other, that's perfectly fine. I actually had it recommended to me by someone in the community, and it was something that I think turned out absolutely incredible. Because if you guys don't want to sit through a certain part of The Casual Nerd, that's completely understandable. So you can just skip to the part and the piece that you really want to hear the most about. So despite all the circumstances and despite everything that has been going on during this cacophony, if you will, of the madness before E3 and everything that happened during and after E3, they did really well. E3 actually pulled it together, and they managed to make something absolutely incredible. So E3 is one of the biggest showcases in the States. It's been running since 1995, May 11th to be exact. The showcase isn't slowing down anytime soon. There is still, though, one thing that threw a wrench in the past E3 that we all know, and it's COVID. It threw a wrench in the entire thing, but that didn't stop E3 from coming back bigger and better than ever, and I know some of you will disagree with me on that. Some of you will go as far as to say, Ariel, this was probably the worst E3 ever, but hold on a second, I will explain everything. This past year turned the planning of an event like this into a chaotic situation that almost cost the reputation of the event as a whole, and it showed a lot of amazing games, both indie and AAA. So this time around, E3 has some challenges to face, not just a worldwide pandemic, but also Sony, again, is not coming to the event. They're going to have their State of Play on the 25th. And also having the thing of where, oh yeah, you can't really be person to person, you have to manage things through a screen. The only way that you are actually working person to person is if you're seeing the hosts of the show. And at times that felt very, what's the word I want to use? Insincere and rushed. Okay, 2 words I want to use. Now, this year's E3 had so much in the first 2 days. I want to say jam-packed of a lot of stuff in the first 2 days. And the Nintendo Direct. The Nintendo Direct was absolutely amazing. But I do have to say, there was so much that was jam-packed into these first 2 days, and including but not limited to Rainbow Six Extraction, Rocksmith, Raiders Republic, new additions to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Mario Rabbids, and just the list goes on of really incredible games that we got during the first 2 days. And while there were a lot of titles that all of us were really eager to see announced, it doesn't mean that you're never going to see them. And the fact of the matter is that so many people got so mad at E3 saying, oh, but where's this title? Where's that? Where's this? Where's Animal Crossings? Why? They're probably going to be showing it a little bit later on, so hold your panties on. They're gonna do the thing. You just gotta be patient while they do the thing. And you know, sometimes I just think whenever I don't see an announcement that I'm looking forward to, I think, oh, you know what, maybe next time, that's fine. Maybe the next, conference, or maybe they're gonna be doing, an update or whatever the case may be. There were so many amazing announcements this year, and while yes, we didn't get to see everything that every company is working on, that's the point. This event was free for general admission, which I've never heard of a company doing that before. Ever. The thing is that E3 made a statement. They stood tall, they presented each game with pride, and they made an enjoyable educational experience for all of us. While day 1 of E3 was filled with a lot of content, teasers, whatnot, what's to come, all of that kind of stuff, day 2, I was left speechless, because day 2, we got not only the announcement for Forza Horizon 5, but there was also a new IP called Redfall, a vampire game that looks absolutely delicious. Hades is coming to Xbox and PS5. Doom Eternal is coming to the Switch, and best of all, the first 6 Final Fantasy games are getting repixelized and coming to Android, iOS, and Steam. How much better does it get than that? Nothing. No. None. What? No. It doesn't get better than that. I'm really excited and I'm really happy. Now that I've played Final Fantasy 15, I want to dive into all the Final Fantasy games, even, dare I say it, the MMO. I am not an MMO type gal. I can't stand MMOs, but for Final Fantasy, I'll do anything. I know there's a lot there, and, you know, to think that people didn't like what was showcased, it just, you know, it goes to show you that, you know, a lot of people are very nitpicky about what they like and, you know, the specific things that they want to see. Hell, if I was one of those people, I would have only watched the last day and probably got disappointed in Capcom. Just saying. Get there. I know you guys are probably like, Ariel, you gotta talk about Resident Evil. I'm getting there. I'm getting there, okay? So, D3, in my opinion, is where they left the best for last, because the Razer keynote was absolutely just ultra. I think this Razer keynote comes in second to when Keanu Reeves says, "No, you're breathtaking," because this is the most fabulous use of the word ultra I've seen in a dog's age. Seriously, it's best usage of the word ultra. Besides the Razer keynote, everything else during that day was intriguing, but a miss to an extent. Lenko's was interesting because it takes figurine and collecting to a whole new level where you don't have this pay to play kind of thing, which I thought was really cool and something that I feel like a lot of games should really get on, because pay to play sucks. It sucks. Okay, I mean, you know, if you have to pay in order to play the game, they're just squeezing money right out of you. I love DLCs. I love loot boxes. I love businesses thriving and making their coin and making money and just doing their thing, but pay to play is kind of rotten. The Indie Showcase really bragged about all the devs that are really hard at work doing their games, and I loved it. I love seeing Indie Showcases because it shows a variety of emotions of games if you think about it, because you go from something sad to something happy to something melancholy to something this. It's absolutely incredible, and I love the Indie Showcase so much. Then you had Capcom. What I have left to say about Capcom. So Capcom really didn't show anything that the Resident Evil community would be interested in besides sharing like the 25th anniversary. We get it. Okay, Resident Evil is awesome. You don't need to tell us, okay? It showed us that anniversary segment, which was nice. It was really sweet to see that. It went back into the nostalgia of why I love Resident Evil so much. And then after that they showed us a teaser for a DLC. I'm really eager to see, maybe they'll finally give us the DLC for Resident Evil 3 Remake that we always needed, please, yes. But also, I kind of feel like it's going to be a DLC for Village that we didn't ask for, to be quite honest with you guys. But also, on the other hand, they might do an expansion of, the story of Lady Dimitrescu, please. Please. And then they showed just a lot of gameplay from Ace Attorney. That, there was Monster Hunters. But the Capcom segment was kind of this way, that way for me. So, next. Razer keynote saved the evening. Seriously, the CEO of the company took the stage and showed us just, this amazing tech, a new laptop, Project Hazel, a new charging station. There's just so much, okay? There is so much. I just say Project Hazel looks amazing and I cannot wait to purchase one in white with the RGB just spinning about. It'll be the most cyberpunk thing I've ever owned, and I cannot wait to look like my character V, okay? The new Razer laptop that is the thinnest, most powerful gaming laptop in existence currently, and there is a new Razer charger for multiple devices and more. The Razer keynote really hit the nail on the head. It hit it out of the park, and it utilized, like I said, the word ultra in the best way that I think I've ever seen. The best was certainly saved for last, I have to say, with this entire convention. With all the announcements, with all the trailers, with all of, the weepy, ungrateful eyes that witnessed this entire E3. I mean, let's just face it, okay? People are acting ungrateful, okay? Through all the work and through all the hard work in general. That's the only word I can say is hard work in general. That was put into E3 this year. The last day of E3 left us all feeling nostalgic and surprised, and you'll see why. Metroid Dread is getting a new game after almost 20 years of no continuation. I feel like this is one of the most exciting announcements I've seen coming from E3, besides the fact that the first 6 Final Fantasy games are going to be coming to Steam, okay, With all this excitement, there is more. Fatal Frame, Maiden of Blackwater, is also going to be coming out. If you guys don't know, Fatal Frame originally is an amazing horror game. You guys need to check it out. Please check it out. It's so good. Listen, my happy little horror heart is so excited for this. Fatal Frame is a Japanese horror game. It really gets you into it. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys because that's not how I roll, but consider the fact that you will consider yourselves very blessed. That's all I'm going to say. And The Legends of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be coming out as well, so you guys have that to look forward to. Also, one thing I did find kind of weird, no Animal Crossing updates. No Animal Crossing New Horizon updates whatsoever, which I'm not going to lie, you know, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird to say the least, isn't it, that there weren't any Animal Crossing New Horizon updates, even from Capcom. I forgot to say this. In Capcom, there was no updates on Dino Crisis, and we've been seeing Dino Crisis being, you know, leaked, for lack of a better term. The information, all that kind of stuff, people were talking about it, people were speculating. I just consider it all rumors at this point, okay? I really do. The same thing, by the way, with Silent Hill. Please, you guys can... Okay, I'm about to go off on one right now. I do not think you guys understand how crucial it is not to spread rumors around. There is a company right now creating a game called Abandoned, which we're going to take more of a closer look at when the time comes, because they did tease the fact that they're going to be bringing the game to PC, but first it's going to be on PS5. And I think I actually remember reviewing that trailer on the channel, correct me if I'm wrong, but that game looks absolutely amazing, and people thought that it had something to do with Silent Hill. No, it's a new IP. That's basically what it is. It's so many people get so hopeful for Silent Hill because they think, oh my god, is Kojima behind this? Is he behind that? No. And the thing is that, you know what? I would rather be a cold-hearted realist than someone who wears rose-colored glasses all day and then gets disappointed at the end. So we'll see on the 25th. We'll see. We'll see who's right. It's gonna be me. So who knows? Back to Animal Crossings. Is it gonna collect dust? Is Nintendo being like, we got him. We got him. Let's wait another 10 years. All I know is that the Nintendo Direct was filled to the brim with content worth lapping up. And if you guys don't see that, then that's okay. But you know what? I'd rather see the half glass full than seeing it empty and collecting dust. So let's go into my final thoughts. I have been watching E3 pretty much since 2016, but this is the first time I've actually covered it, wrote an article about it, and I've covered it before in YouTube videos, as you guys know, but not to this extent. I'm just really incredibly proud of, you know, the many companies, organizations, developers who came together despite the circumstances and conquered this convention with class. Honestly, it's really impressive to see. Now, while some people may be never satisfied, okay, there's always going to be those people who are never satisfied, and some will never have their thirst quenched by that one special announcement premiering on the screen. One thing will maintain true. The human spirit is strong. E3 has proven that. Came back, and while not in the way that we know, it sends the message that you can overcome anything, you can encounter any obstacle in your way, but the way that you deal with it and the grace in which you go about handling the situation, that's what matters. But you guys, that was it for my review, my recap, my mocap. But you guys, if y'all like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit that bell down below because I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And as usual, stay casually nerdy. I will see you all in the next video. And if you guys look over here somewhere, there's going to be a video that you can click on and, you know, activate. You can watch it. I don't know what video it's gonna be. I'm gonna put this one at random, you know, just click on it, whatever one pops up. You know, it's probably one of my older skits, which in that case you can leave a comment to be like, noob.